All right. Welcome, friends. So, I don't know where you all are, but where I am, it has finally started snowing, and I am so pleased because I do love the snow. And one of my favorite things about the snow is I love the stillness. Like when snow is falling, there's just this quiet, like the snow itself is a blanket of quiet. And I love it so much. I'm very, like extroverted, warm, and bubbly, and often talking and loud, or at least that's the feedback I get from people. So there's something about the winter time that like asks me to be just a little bit quieter. And I kind of wanted to carry that into the class this evening because I've been really loving it. So let's just start in a comfortable seated position. Get all nice and cozy. If you're cold where you are because it's wintertime, if you're watching this live or in close proximity to it being recorded, like feel free to get a couple more layers on. We're going to keep it pretty gentle today, so I'm not going to be generating a whole lot of heat. And just take whatever you need to feel settled. Like imagine that like the falling of snow. And if you've never seen it in real life, imagine like seeing it in movies, that sort of like wonder and awe. And ask yourself if there's anything you need to do to prepare yourself to settle into that mood just a little bit more. All right. So whenever you do that, finding a comfortable seated position. If seated isn't what's going to jive for you in this practice, then feel free to come laying down onto the mat directly. That's fine too. But if you are seated, find those sit bones. Move the fleshy part of the buttocks out of the way. Feel those bones in your butt. Those are your sit bones. Really root down into them. Let them become your foundation. And then using an inhale, lift and lengthen tall through the spine and feel the crown reaching towards the ceiling. Tucking that abdomen up and in here. Taking a big deep breath in through the nose. And exhaling back out through the nose and inviting the eyes to soften or close. Begin to take some deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. And just taking stock of what's going on in your inner landscape right now. It feels a little hectic or chaotic. What would it be like to imagine yourself here in a gentle snowfall? Perhaps that snow can weigh down any worries, any thoughts that might be present. And in that quiet, see if you can hear your breath. Take a big deep breath in through the nose, feeling that cool air enter the body. Exhaling back out the nose, warm air leaving the body. And taking a few moments here to be in stillness and be in quiet. Anything else that comes up, whether it be internal or external noise, you have full permission to release it and come back to it at the end of practice. And as you're here in the quiet, see if you can deepen your inhale and your exhale, really listening to your own breath here. Reminding yourself that there's nowhere else to be but here and now, fully present in this experience. Beginning to engage that Dirga breath, 3-part breath of breathing into belly, ribs, all the way up into the upper chest, and exhaling all the way back down to the bottom of the belly. Deep cleansing breaths here. Feeling that cold air of winter. Feels like it's cleaning you from the inside out. And as you're here paying attention, what comes up for you in the quiet without judgment? What is it that wants to be seen when there's space created? Whatever it is, can you honor it and tend to it later? Turning to the quiet. When you're ready, begin to bring your awareness back to the space around you. If you are working with the imagery of winter, you can begin to let that fade away. With the eyes still closed, becoming aware of the space to you, to your left, to your right, in front of you, behind you, above you, and below you. When you're ready, allowing the eyes to flutter open, welcoming the senses back into your experience. And inhale, bring the arms all the way up overhead. Gaze follows till the palms touch. Exhale to slide the hands down to heart center, chin to chest. A few more times here. Inhale out and up. Exhale down and in. And letting the breath guide you, using all of your inhale to lift and rise. And all of your exhale to slowly come back down to center. Inhale to bring the head back up to center here. Just cozy. And then inhale the arms up to the shoulders. Just begin to make some shoulder circles here. And then reverse going the opposite direction. Knowing that I'm going to give you a few less cues today. We're going to keep things real simple and keep returning to the quiet. Remembering that doesn't mean that you need to be quiet. This is still a safe space for sighs, moans, and groans. Oh, the next Next time you inhale, bring those hands down, the feet come in front of you, and just begin to massage the feet. Getting at the tops of the toes here. Working your way down to where the toes meet the foot. Giving a little extra love to any areas that feel sore. Remembering that if that part of the foot is extra sore, it's connected through nerve endings to another part of the body that is also sore. Also needing a little extra awareness, a little extra love. Working your way down the foot towards the arch. Down towards the heel. Make sure you get the back of the foot, the top of the foot. Oh, and then coming to some stillness. When the feet feel loved on, either bring the hands to the shins or interlace the fingers. Perhaps wrap them around the toes. This could also be a great place for a strap. You can unroll your strap and wrap it around the feet and hold on to that. So yogi's choice here, what you'd like to try. And then inhale, lift tall through the head, through the crown. And exhale, begin to hinge forward from the hips as far as you can while maintaining a nice flat back. Soles of the feet stay pressed together here. Breathing deep. That cool air enters the body. Warm air exits the body. Take another big breath into the nose. And exhale. Allow yourself to forward fold, rounding the shoulders, hands slide forward on the earth in front of you. Breathing deep. Each exhale here is an opportunity, if you can forward fold a little bit more. Where is your edge in this posture today? Perhaps you feel called to move a little side to side here. Inhale to slowly roll yourself back up to a seated position here. You're using the strap, you could move that out of the way. And then come back to a comfortable seated position, sitting up nice and tall. Exhale, twist and turn, looking out past the back shoulder. Pausing here. One hand is on the outside of the opposite thigh. The other hand is pressing into the earth right behind the sits bones. And breathing deep here. Lifting through the crown while simultaneously seeing if you can turn just a little bit farther to look out past that back shoulder while paying special attention to any pinching, numbness, or tingling. Ooh. Inhale to unravel, unwind, coming through to center. Exhale to journey on over to the other side. Always remembering, if the thoughts begin to wander in the quiet, follow your breath back to your practice. You find the quiet unnerving, you have yet to figure out how to be in the quiet. Then you can think, breathe in as you breathe in, breathe out as you breathe out. Inhale to unravel, unwind, coming back through to center, and then bring one palm to the earth and extend the other arm out and over the head towards that same side. Coming into a side stretch here. Just taking note, if you're rounding that shoulder forward, just use an inhale to pull back. And then lean into the quiet here. Inhale brings you all the way back through to center. And exhale to the other side. Taking the time to explore it, see what's going to feel best for you and your body today. That next inhale pulls you all the way back through to center. And then on an inhale, float your hands straight up in front of you, shoulder height. And on an exhale, rotate the palms in the opposite direction. Float the hands back and behind. Interlace the fingers or grab that strap behind you. And then take a big deep breath in through the nose as you pull those hands back and down. And as you exhale, forward fold, lifting those hands straight up, back and behind. Pausing here for a few breath cycles. Inhale to extend out tall through the crown. Fire up the belly and make your way back up to that upright position. From there, release the hands and allow them to float back to the thighs. Pausing for a breath cycle. Alrighty, if you have been sitting on any props, you can move them on out of the way. And then roll forward onto hands and knees. Coming into tabletop pose here. Hands stacked under shoulders, knees stacked under hips. Tuck the belly button up and in. Gaze flat on the earth beneath you. Nice flat back. Inhale, drop the belly, open the heart, lift the gaze. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin into chest. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Following these movements with your own breath here. The next time you inhale, return to that nice flat back. And then open up that left hand towards the ceiling. Exhale, bring it under the right arm, but keep the shoulder at the height where it is. Inhale to bring that left hand towards the sky. Exhale to rotate the spine. One more time, big breath in. And then exhale this time, bring that left shoulder all the way down to the earth. That right hand can stay where it is or extend towards the front of the mat. Breathing deep here, fully surrendering into the support of the earth for 4 breaths. Inhale, pressing into that right hand, return back to tabletop. And then that right hand lifts towards the sky. And then exhale, it dives under the left arm. Inhale to the sky. Exhale to thread the needle. And one more time. Inhale to open and lift. And exhale, this time fully surrender yourself down to the earth. Choose where you'd like that left hand either stay where it is or extend it towards the front of your mat. An option here to soften or close the eyes as you melt into the earth here. Inhale, press into that left palm, returning back to tabletop once again. Walking your hands towards the front edge of the mat, taking a big deep breath in through the nose, and exhale, begin to melt the forehead down towards the earth, perhaps offering to yourself these words as you come into puppy pose. All of me is welcome here. I make space for all that I am. 4 more deep breaths here. Inhale, slide those hands back, returning to tabletop, and then bringing the knees to be the width edge of the mat, the toes together, and exhale, melt the hips back and down. If you have blocks, I would encourage you to bring them and place them under the hands here, under the palms, as you melt down into an extended child's pose, but with the blocks, you get a bit of a shoulder stretch and opener here. And also invitation to rock the forehead side to side, which can be especially nice during this cold and flu season as you work with some of the sinuses. Inhale to bring your awareness back to the space around you and slowly roll on up to a seated position, bringing first the knees together, the feet together, and sitting up nice and tall here. We're going to inhale, lift up onto the knees, make fists with both of the hands, bringing the hands back behind the body and pressing into the low back here. Now you're going to want to engage the glutes here to stabilize the core. Pull those elbows back as far as they're going to go. Take a big deep breath in through the nose. And exhale, begin to lean back here into a modified camel. Gaze lifts up above. And only go as far as feels natural to you, as long as there's no pinching, numbness, or tingling. If you'd like to come into a full camel, you can one hand at a time bring the hands down to the ankles. Yogi's choice here. Holding this for 2 more breath cycles. And then inhale, bring one hand around the front thighs, and then the other, slowly making your way up. Sitting back on the heels here. If you found it helpful to have the strap before behind you when we did the forward fold with the clasped hands, you can do that now. Oh, and inhaling, sitting up nice and tall, zipping up through the core and letting that energy come all the way up to the top of the head. Exhale to soften the shoulders down the back body. Inhale, let the hands go in front of you at shoulder height. Exhale, rotate the palms and swim the hands back and behind. interlacing the fingers or grabbing onto that strap, pulling the hand back and down. And then exhale, hinging from the hips, melting the torso over the thighs, bringing the forehead to the earth or a block, and lifting the arms up overhead. Pausing here for 4 breaths. Or the next inhale, extend out through the crown, fire up the core, and begin to make your way back up to a seated position. Once you're all the way back upright, then you can release the hands. Instead of bringing the hands to the thighs, let them float in front of you and cross. Then bending at the elbows, we're going to come into eagle arms here. So this would be wrapped 1 time, or palm to palm is 2 times. And then inhale, lift the arms up. Abdomen is active and engaged here. And breathe. Once again, returning to this question, what comes up for you in the quiet? What is waiting to be seen and acknowledged? Inhale to unravel, unwind those arms, open up big and wide. And then exhale, opposite arm on top this time, bending at the elbows, either coming back of the hand to back of the hand, or a double wrap, palm to palm. And then inhale, lift. Gaze lifts also, and pausing. One more breath cycle here. And then exhale, bringing the elbows back down, unraveling, unwinding, opening the arms up wide. And then coming forward onto the hands, tuck the toes under and sit back on the heels. Ooh, opening the feet up. It's been a little while since I've done this. Feel it. Settling in here for 3 breaths. Gaze straight ahead, tall through the spine. Inhale to come forward onto the palms, untuck the toes, and tap out the top of the feet here. Beautiful. We're going to sit back on the heels for just a moment here and actually find a wall, because we're going to go to legs up the wall next. So if you don't have a wall handy, you could always use a door. My recommendation. All right, so you're gonna come at the wall or door sideways, right? Like my left side body is flush to the wall right now. And then from there, begin to pivot. Oh, and then place the legs up the wall. This is another great one for cold and flu system. It gets things that are stagnant in the body. It like clears things out and gets things moving. We're going to stay here for a full 2 minutes. So take the time you need to get set up. You could bring a hand to the belly and a hand to the heart. You could bring the arms out in a V shape on either side of the body. If you'd like to get a shoulder stretch, you could come into cactus arms, elbows at 90-degree angles. I recommend allowing the eyes to soften or close here. And once again, surrendering to the quiet, perhaps returning to the imagery of snow beautifully falling and cascading around you, blanketing the world in quiet. Taking 3 more breaths here, in through the nose and out through the nose. Then begin to slowly slide the feet down the wall and turn yourself. Well, I don't know if you have to turn yourself, but I have to turn myself to lay down on the mat. Oh. Bend the knees so the feet are flat on the earth. Oh. If you have blocks, you can have them close by handy just in case here. Palms down on either side of the earth, and make sure you can just touch your heels with your middle finger. And then inhale, press into the earth, lift the hips up towards the ceiling. Exhale to lower them down. Inhale, pressing into the feet, the shoulders, the arms. Exhale to lower down. And one more time, inhale, we're gonna lift and hold here. Option to take a block, place it under the pelvis here, low back. Oh, and make it a restorative posture. Breathing deep here. Slowing down here at the end of the practice. Acknowledging the work it took to get here, the work it took to stay here. Taking another deep breath into the nose and out through the nose. If you're using a block, take this opportunity to press into the feet to lift the hips up so you can slide that block out of the way. And then everybody on an exhale, vertebrae by vertebrae, slowly lower the hips back down to the earth. Walk the feet to be the width edge of the mat, and then windshield wiper the legs side to side. Inhale, lift those knees up towards the chest and give them a hug. Oh. And then option here to gently rock side to side. Oh, when the timing feels right, let those knees come all the way down to one side. Open up the arms at shoulder height and turn the head to look in the opposite direction of the knees. Pausing here for just 2 breaths. And inhale those knees to center, head to center. And exhale to go to the other side. 2 final breaths before Shavasana. Inhale, knees to center, gaze to center, and exhale, stretch out, get cozy. Make the most of this Shavasana, this final resting pose here. Make it count. And then follow the quiet right into your state of rest and integration. beginning to wiggle fingers and toes. Perhaps making circles with the wrists and ankles. And gently making your way to roll onto one side, the fetal position. Like a little pillow for your head, that lower arm is. Pause here for a deep breath in through the nose and out through the nose. Gently making your way up towards a comfortable seated position. And using the inhale to bring the hands up to heart center, closing our practice with 3 Oms. Big breath in. Oh. 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 My wish for you on this day and every day that follows: peace of body, peace of heart, and peace of mind. Namaste, my loves. Be well, and we'll catch you next time.